Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Goat Talk Radio. We are celebrating the first day of the NBA Finals. Man, we got the Indiana Pacers and the Thunder. We're going to dive into that first. We have a couple of fun games. We have a couple of other topics, big news, and a couple of sports. But let's start off with who we have to join us from the beginning. OG, welcome back, Mr. Matty Ice. What's going on, man?
What's up, y'all?
We got DC, Mr. Daniel. What's up, my guy?
Hey, what up, my guy?
DK, what's the word? And for our last person, our first time, Mr. Gas, the GOAT, Mr. Larson. Which one would you like to go by, man? I mean, we gotta get you something, man. You going by Gas? You going by Larson? What you got, man?
We'll go by my name. We'll go by Larson.
All right, Larson. So, where you from? We got your name. So, where you from? What's your favorite sport? What's your favorite team? Give us a little bit about yourself, man. Welcome to the family, by the way. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you. Born, raised in Wichita, Kansas. Favorite sport to play would be basketball. Favorite one to watch, football. Big Chiefs fan. I keep up with football all year round for the most part. Big time football fan. Basketball, I'll tune in here and there. That's the same. More focused on basketball than baseball. Baseball I keep up with. It's just hard to keep up with. My attention span for it is not there.
Man, that's all right, man. That's all right. So if you could dig in the closet and grab your favorite jersey of all time, do you think like it doesn't have to be a literal jersey, but just this is my favorite player? Give like a 60-second or 30 seconds on who that would be. You can't do that, or you can?
I'll have to go. To be honest, I'll have to go with Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Mainly for a situation he was in college, and to be able to get out of that and be one of the, if not one of the greatest tight ends to play in the NFL, is actually more inspirational than anything for me.
I like that. Okay. All right, so let's get into the first topic at hand, guys. DK, what's going on, brother? Tried to give you a what's up earlier. So, first topic at hand, NBA Finals. So, we're going to start this off with 30 seconds to pop down the line. Who you got win the NBA Finals? If we get one person for the opposition, then we're going to go into a little debate skis. Let's start with who you have winning tonight. So the conversation will go, my name is, boom. I'm rooting for, boom. Who I think is going to win is, boom. Tonight, the winner will be, boom. And who will be the finals MVP? So that's 5 things. Your name, who you got winning it all, who you got winning tonight, who you want to win, and finals MVP. Iceman, let's start with you.
Oh, what's up, y'all? So, who do I got winning the finals? I have the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the finals. I think they're just too talented of a team overall, and they've got too much depth. Although I do think the Pacers will put up a fight, at least go into probably 6 games. I would love to see. For tonight's game, I do see the Pacers winning tonight. I think their fast-paced offense is going to be something that might catch the Thunder off guard a little bit. But the Thunder will be readjusting forward from after this game.
Finals MVP?
Well, yes, thank you for reminding me. Finals MVP, obviously you're going to go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but I do want to throw in a sneaky MVP and just go with my whole playoff warrior. I forgot what we called it exactly, but Alex Caruso. I think he's going to make a huge impact as a little MVP mention.
And who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win the finals? I would love to see the Pacers win the finals, but if I'm going to be an honest basketball fan, I do think the Thunder will win.
That's a good take. DK, what you got for me, baby?
DK, shoot, obviously, I think the Thunder's gonna win the finals in 6. That's my take on it. Finals MVP, I'm definitely gonna go Shea. I love how you said Caruso though. That's somebody who's been like a big part of the team just in the playoffs, this whole playoff series. That's really mostly what I can say about it. I got more to say, but it's they're proving themselves right now. At the end of the day.
Okay. Daniel, what you got for me, Daniel?
I got Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6.
Yes, sir. The Pacers have just gotten better every single step along like the way. I think we got to start giving them their respect. As well as Halliburton, he's playing perfect basketball as of recently. Literally perfect basketball. I don't know what more you could ask for him. So I got him getting his first finals MVP. And then we're going to have to put some respect on his name going forward after this.
And who do you want to win?
I honestly probably don't give a damn. I want Miles to get a ring, and then I want SGA to get a ring. SGA fly as hell. If you want me to keep it a buck with you, I like what he's doing on and off the court. But you know, Halliburton with a ring don't quite sit well with me. But I want Miles to get a ring, so that's where I'm at.
And last but not least, Mr. Larson, what you got for me?
I got OKC in 6. I wouldn't be shocked if it went to 7, to be honest. The fast-paced tempo the Pacers play at is a different level. It'd be a lot out of the two matchups the recent matchups they played this season. They didn't really experience the Pacers offense like that because they weren't clicking within, but over the playoffs and through the playoffs, they've been clicking all the way around. So I wouldn't be shocked if they went to 7. I want the Thunder to win. I'm a Thunder fan at that. And then, I hope the Thunder win. MVP would be probably SGA, but I wouldn't mind if it was Caruso for defensive purposes or if it was Lou Dort. Honestly, any of those three wouldn't be bad. I think I hit all the topics on that one.
Yep. So, a couple things to mention, and then it looks as though we have an opposer, so we're going to have a little debate. Daniel, you're going to go 3 times. Good luck. So, how this is going to go, I'm going to mention a couple things about what y'all said. I will give it to one of the 3 of you, DK, Matt, Gas. One of y'all are going to take the initial contact, okay? Daniel, you would then rebuttal with, like, if they say, who's going to stop Chet? You know, X, Y, and Z, or the 2-man big. Your rebuttal is this. Okay, but we're running triangle offense, backdoor cuts, boom, boom, boom. And then, between the 3 of y'all going to have to work together to then prove your point back the other way, right? So, obviously, something that is a big deal. If Lou Dort is in consideration for the Finals MVP, the Thunder are sweeping. If Lou Dort has that big of an impact on the game to where he is in conversation for Finals MVP, it won't be close. I do think it's interesting that most of y'all, if not all of y'all, had it going 6 or 7 with how stylistically similar while being simultaneously different the matchups are. I'm very interested to see a more depth construction on why y'all choose that. And what will it mean for Miles, who is first time in his career shooting 40% from 3-pointers, compared to Chet, who is also a quote-unquote stretch big, while Hardenstein is really not there to stretch the floor, but Siakam can play P&R, P&P, play off the elbow, play from his back. From a big standpoint, the matchups don't really favor OKC. Lastly, I'm wondering how playing the home games will affect the teams, where OKC, a lot more fouls, a lot more whistles, a lot more contact that is allowed for OKC but not for the opposer, to where Indiana, you in there with gloves and mitts and y'all are boxing it out every single game from both sides. So DK, Matt, Gas, pick a number between 1 through 10. My number's already selected.
7.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
2.
The number was 3. Gas, you're on the board first. You have 30 seconds. Why is the OKC winning? 3, 2, 1. Go for it.
I go with OKC winning due to the intense defense they play. I know the Pacers have a really strong defensive core, but I think OKC's defense all around should be able to slow down the pace that the Pacers play at as long as they're able to get back on transition defense. Caruso coming in, I could see Hartenstein not playing much this series and having more Caruso and Dort out there to slow the tempo down. And then when Hartenstein's out there, I really don't see anyone that could stop his little floater he does at the right inside the post area when Shea dishes it off to him.
Daniel?
Yeah, I just got too much trust within Miles Turner and Siakam just to really hold down like the paint. I think they're gonna out rebound Shed, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams. I just think that like Miles Turner and Siakam, which is coming off of conference finals, MVP. I think Siakam will be like the difference maker here. I just don't see him winning like MVP, but you know anything can happen. I think y'all are like counting out Siakam and what he can do for a team. We've seen him do it with Toronto. We see him do it with the Pacers. He has a resume, y'all.
Matt?
That's all I'm saying.
So, I think we already said this before, like episodes ago, but we believe the Western Conference is going to win because the Western Conference has the toughest road. So, not going only from there, but y'all want to take a guess who's the most fouling team? Which team commits the most fouls in the playoffs? The Indiana Pacers. Because they commit the most, because they're one of the more aggressive teams. I had to just look at the stats just to make sure. They commit around 23 personal fouls a game and going against one of the team, against the best foul baiter in the NBA. So if they can hold up on the fouls, it can be interesting. But I think the Thunder's defense and SGA's ability to draw fouls on offense is going to make it very tough for the Pacers.
Daniel?
Yeah, I think we're forgetting that this is like the finals, and at the end of the day, ratings is what boosts money, all of that stuff. I think they're gonna let them play. And with that being said, if they let them play, because obviously I cannot tell the future, if they let them play, the Pacers will be very physical, and they will just the physicality of them is just gonna take them to like the top. I think SGA is pretty good at getting to like his spots and stuff like that. Also drawing fouls, but this is like the finals. All right, we want to see hoopers hoop, and I think they're gonna let them play. So if you know that you are right, Maddie, nah, bro, this is the finals. All right, it's different.
DK?
I just feel, first off, OKC, like you said, the defense, but I think the one thing that nobody really mentioned when it came to the defense is why their defense is so great is because it's adjustable. It adjusts to anything that's in front of it, no matter what type of offense is put out in front of it. And that's why they've won this path so many times. Their coaching is adjustable in so many ways. And that's just what I feel. I feel Pacers are going to come play hard. Like, that's a given. Like, we don't have to worry about that. But they're going to come play hard with the structure. While with Thunder, it's just going to be straight adjustable. They'll have a structure, but their structure's not going to be like, oh, okay, this happened. As soon as they fail in that structure, they're going to be like, okay, new game plan, new game plan, new game plan. Oh, this works? Okay, then we're going to keep making this work. And that's what happened with the Timberwolves. That's what happened with Denver. That's what happened with everybody along this road. That's just what I feel.
Daniel, sorry.
If we want to talk about just being like adjustable, I feel like the Pacers have done a pretty good job adjusting to every single team like they face so far. The Knicks are a whole lot different from Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been able to adjust no matter who like they played, and they've adjusted well. And they've only gotten better as time's gone has gone on. So I'm telling y'all, I do understand that basketball, technically all sports is a game of adjustment, but I think the Pacers have adjusted well a whole lot more than OKC.
Interesting to say that the last two conversations were on a conversation that involved the road getting there. You have Indiana, where busted Cavaliers, busted Milwaukee, and the Knicks, who no one respected. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the OKC, where the Memphis Grizzlies. That's a lottery team. Okay, the Denver Nuggets with hurt Jokic, hurt Gordon, hurt MPJ, and Jamal
No
Murray.
real head coach either.
Huh?
No real head coach either.
No, yeah, a 2-week head coach. So, yeah, the by the way, the lottery Grizzlies also had a question mark interim head coach as well, who's probably going to be there for a while.
And then also they were the first seed too, so they should be here. The Pacers shouldn't have been here.
Yeah, but let's talk about the last matchup that OKC had. Anybody remember who they played?
Timberwolves.
Okay, now watch this. Watch this. Who did the Mavs play last year?
Timberwolves.
Okay, and when the Mavs went up against an actual team, did that make the Mavs look like that much better, or did it make the Timberwolves look that much worse compared with the Mavs went in the finals?
I mean, you say that, but let's be honest. That Celtics team last year is one of the best teams we've seen in the past maybe 10 years.
First of all, you're not about to do that. I mean, we could turn. Yeah, look, actually, yeah. First of all, let's talk about forgettable and unforgettable teams. Okay, can anybody name me any box score from when the Nuggets and the Heat played?
No.
Can anybody name me a box score from when the Bucks and the Suns played?
You just know.
Oh, okay. So what about can anybody name me a box score from last year?
I don't want to remember last year.
Exactly. So if we're talking about the Warriors, I got an even better one. Can anyone name me a box score from the Miami Heat versus the Lakers?
No.
Okay, so it's not that hard. So the point is, what you're saying is, oh my gosh, the Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Porzingis, Al Horford Celtics team is top 5, top 10. Great. That's really not impressive. Last 10 years, that's 20 teams at most. And out of those 10 years, how many repeats have gone between the Cavs, Warriors, Heat? It's not that, I mean, it's not that impressive. I guess the Heat don't count anymore after the 10 years, right? 15. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it's really not that impressive because of the repeats. What I fear this Thunder, what nobody said out of you guys, what I fear this finals is going to be is a finals to forget and not a finals to remember. The problem with not having the superstars of old in the finals is the legacy and everything built on top. Is he going to get the 5th ring? Is he going to get the 4th ring? Is he going to get the 6th? Is he going to stay 6 for 6? We're talking about the possibly beginning of 2 separate instances. Yeah, right.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
So I feel like there's 2 kinds of sport fans at the end of the day. There's those that like to see consistent people in like the finals, and then there's ones that want new people in like the finals. For instance, whenever Alabama had like a dynasty and Nick Saban was in like the championship every single year, people started either loving Nick Saban or hated him even more. You know what I'm saying? So I think it just depends on like the kind of person that you are. Whereas for me, I'm having fun seeing 2 small market teams going against each other. I like it. It's kind of nice not to see LeBron, Curry, KD in like a finals. I would love to see. I was rooting for Curry. Don't get me wrong. All right, but at like the same time, I think this is good for basketball because it showed like there's no fun whenever it's predictability. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever it was 2016, 2017, where we had to wait the entire season just to know who. Like we already knew who was going to be like the finals. So for me, this is kind of fun. Obviously, I wish there wasn't like I wish Jason Tatum was at full strength. You know, injuries didn't happen along like the way. I wish we could have seen all teams at like their full strength. But I'm also having fun seeing 2 small market teams play, as well as players that get a chance to get like their first ring.
Okay, hold on.
So
Jaylen Brown was hurt Porzingis got whatever he has. We'll find out when we find out. Jason Tatum getting hurt was irrelevant to that series' success. They were already about to get sent home, regardless of his health or not. And the question mark of Tatum being face of the NBA superstar has been relevant since Kyrie left. So I really can't consider Jason Tatum or any of the Celtics. That's why I mentioned that Mavs Celtics, because it just why? You can't do that.
It was nasty.
It was nasty. So
it was nasty.
So we take that into consideration, right? And then take this into consideration. It is not the fact that I am disrespecting small market. It is the fact of it's not necessarily obvious as it is fun. You go look at the ratings. Indiana Pacers, number one in ball movement.
I get what you're saying.
Number one in efficiency. You know? Like, these are obviously respected good teams. But is it to the casual, it's like baseball. To the casual fan, you don't understand the greatness that you're seeing. To the casual fan, this is going to be boring as hell, more than likely. The ratings aren't going to be good.
I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, I feel like this brings out the best within players, such as Halliburton. He's gotten better over time. His last 2 playoff games, he's played perfect. 0 turnovers. You know? Don't get me wrong. I understand it's not a sexy final, but when the spotlight is on those that are playing, they show out. And that's what it's all about.
You're missing it. You're saying you're only seeing it as the glass full when it's only half full. When LeBron and Curry were in the finals, somebody had a bad stain going on the legacy. If Tyrese Halliburton goes 0 for 50, 4 games and gets swept, the Indiana Pacers are not a failure. He's not a failure. It's okay. It's going to get swept under the rug. The exact same for Shea and OKC. That is how this finals, that's how we're treating Ant Edwards and the Timberwolves the past 2 years. Great, you made the Western Conference Finals. You weren't supposed to make out the first round. It's okay. You're only 23. Who cares? Do you see what I'm saying? There is no expectation for any of these teams. It is just whatever. If they win, it's okay. And everybody feels the same way.
That's what it's all about.
But I don't agree there's no losers.
Go ahead, Matt.
Exactly.
I truly think that if the Thunder lose, it really hurts SGA. I think it really hurts him because he's starting. I've been seeing on Twitter and everything, or X, whatever you want to call it, people trying to hey, this guy looks very familiar, and showing him with Kobe highlights, with the post fades and all that, or the mid range shots, and so he's getting already put in that conversation, just like how Ant's getting with the MJ thing. The only difference is Ant's 23, SGA is 26, so SGA is closer to the prime. And I think people love Ant because he's just loudmouth and everything like that. But even with the Pacers, they might not come back next year. If the whole East is healthy, they're not even the favorites to come back next year. And then they're going to have to return people. This could be the potential of a Thunder dynasty coming because how young these cats are. They have good contracts.
Wait a minute. Time out. I'm not trying to piss you on parade, and I like that I can argue with you because the takes that you make are sometimes genius but sometimes blasphemous. Let's break down the 2 conferences for a second. First of all, Jason Tatum ripped his whole leg from the top to the ground. It's gone. He's not playing for another year, okay? The Celtics dynasty is over. It's done. They're not even going to be able to pay out them players. They're going to trade Jaylen Brown probably. Let's get that out of the way. The 76ers, please don't talk to me. What's the next team? The Milwaukee Bucks? Where's Dame? Bro, what are you talking about? The East is wide open. Indiana's going to be right back here next year. They're going to be right back here. We're in the West. What is the Suns going to do? What is the Rockets going to do? What are the Spurs going to do? There is 4 to 5 more. A healthy Dallas Mavericks. There is way more teams in the West that can take OKC's spot.
For a minute, bro. The West has always been stronger. Since, I think, the past 2 decades, the West has just always been stronger.
Okay.
It's just the way, things roll.
Okay.
But the whole point, what I'm saying is that the Pacers might not be the same team next year, or another team could step up. No one expected the Pacers to do what the Pacers did. That's fine. Another team could have a Pacers run run next year. The Thunder, the thing that they have going for them is all these teams have to get pieces to make it work, or they have to fix stuff to make it work. The Thunder just have to say, we got the foundation. Let's just make this chemistry work. I can see a potential like Spurs out of them, not as like fundamental as them, but I'm just talking about keep the same cast, keep the same basketball going, and let things work out. Defense is defense at the end of the day. Like if you can play great defense, all-time defense, it works out for you really well.
Go ahead, Dan.
Hypothetically speaking, you were talking about how good like the West is and like all of that stuff. What happens if Indiana gentlemen sweeps them? I don't think it will because I already told you. I think I got Pacers in 6. But what happened if like the Pacers gentlemen sweep OKC?
The OKC has 15 first-round draft picks next year. They're gonna blow that shit up.
Really matter,
bro.
That's why I was like, I don't think it's really a loss on.
It's not.
The Thunder at
That's
all.
what I'm saying. They have 15 draft picks. They know they're not gonna be able to keep this team together. It's a quote-unquote young team, all in their mid-20s, and they just paid Shea the OK, but not the C of the OKC Thunder. What are you trying to tell me right now? They're not going to keep this team together regardless.
I will say this, though. If, and doesn't matter win or loss, if Shea doesn't perform, this series will hurt him. Because then we're going to be like, okay, well,
we can't get down to big stage.
Exactly.
Like Tatum with wrong words. Yeah. I agree. Look, here's what I think this finals is going to be. There was a year in the MLB, if you know, you know, it was a Salvador Perez, Eric Hosmer year. And wow, how random. I think it was the Royals and the Mets. Am I right?
Yes, you are. 2015.
Listen. Neither of them damn teams have been back. In this case, unfortunately, I think the loser of this series won't have a ring on their career. It just won't.
For like a while.
Ever.
Yeah.
You talking about player or organization?
Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers or SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The loser of this series, the trajectory of the franchise, organization, and career of the star player on the team will be decided after the finals. That is how I honestly feel. I don't feel like, with everything that's going on in the West right now in terms of talent, that the Oklahoma City Thunder are A-OK with losing the final. This is literally copy-paste of what, 9 years ago?
Because they're still going to have the same team, bro. The only thing that's going to change is probably the backups.
Okay.
That's literally the only thing.
Do honestly, like really honestly, like non-biased, you honestly feel like OKC can go back the next 2 to 3 years legitimately as the best team in the West and go to the finals? Like, no doubt. Are you seriously sitting there and saying that right now?
No,
I'm saying there's a possibility.
Oh.
I don't think they have a shot in repeating or tripling. I don't see a shot. I don't. Unless they get someone from the agency, not from the draft, from the agency, I don't see it. The Spurs are a superstar away from a literal dynasty. The Lakers are a star big away from being a championship contender team. The Rockets are a superstar. There are too many teams that are like way like one small move away.
The Lakers are 2 or 3 years away from losing LeBron anyways. Like, after they lose that, do you really feel like... and I give it to you. Like, Luka is what he is. But I'm calling it, bro. I'm calling it. If he doesn't change up his lifestyle, you don't see him in this league long. And I just don't...
Center thing first.
I
think they got to fix like their center thing for like center.
I don't think that's a hard fix. As crazy as it sounds, I really don't think that's a hard fix. I think it is something that they need to be able to say, you know what? Let's stop working on the playoff run for just a quick sec. Let's get a rookie. Let's work on him, build him up.
That's not going to work. Bro, you're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. That's like telling Jerry Jones and the Cowboys to give me one season. Go win 2 games.
Exactly, though. I know they're not going to do that. Yeah. I know they're not going to do that.
But you can't act like OKC has, though. You can't act like OKC has. You can't act like the Celtics has. You can't. The organizations who have stayed there and been here, been good, have gotten granted help or fortune. That is it. It hasn't been no successful rebuild, redo. It hasn't. You want to go back? The Warriors is your example, and they still need to get KD out of fortune. The Celtics got blessed with Kevin Garnett. And then they got blessed again with moving all them pieces to the Nets to get them picks. Let's not. We can go one by one with the teams.
That is crazy to say because now that you think about it, if OKC does win, they're one of the few teams that do it without having to spend a bag.
That's not true, bro. What are you talking about? How did they get SGA? Bro, that Paul George trade was crazy. The Paul George trade was crazy. They got off. They got off.
Yeah.
That's fortune. That does not count. It's fortune.
They gave away fortune because SGA at the time wasn't valued like he is now.
Dude.
Nowhere close to value that
they gave away now. Paul George and got a fortune.
So you're telling me, dog, I want this one. So you're telling me when SGA got traded over from the Clippers, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this dude is straight."
Do you know why? Wait, time out. Do you know the only sole purpose on why SGA got moved from the Clippers? It was one reason why.
Why?
Kawhi said so. The whole organization, including Doc Rivers, say SGA is about to be our guy. And Kawhi, in the middle of free agency, right before after LeBron got there, he said, if you don't get me another superstar, I'm going to go to the Lakers and build a trio with LeBron and Anthony Davis. They said, okay, give us a second. Literally, it wasn't even 72 hours. Paul George on the thing. That's why that happened. They had to move SGA in pieces for that to happen. So if it wasn't for Kawhi literally saying, I'm not coming here, SGA would have been in the Clippers doing the same shit that he's doing right now.
And got a diamond in the rough in exchange.
Go ahead, man.
Just to back Grayson up with that, remember, when SGA was on the Clippers, he was nice.
He was hoping.
He was in Rookie of the Year contention. I don't remember if he won it that year or not. I forgot who was the rookie class.
A lot of people were like very high on him whenever he was on.
No, he was very high. He
didn't get the notoriety because there was bigger stars, but yeah.
The Thunder, when they got him, were ecstatic. And then, like, with all the draft picks and everything, we talked about that for how long?
Wait, though, because why?
All these draft picks, they got a young person. Did we all say he was going to be MVP? No.
No, why? But why, though? Why, though? Because what happened year 2 of SGA being on the Thunder?
He was trying.
Was that with Chris Paul?
They got Chris Paul! They got rid of Westbrook! So you get rid of Westbrook, Chris Paul goes in there, puts him under his wing, gives him the whole shebang, and we know what Chris Paul does with guards. That's what he does.
It changes from there.
He ain't going to...
Literally, the season after that, everything changed. It was like... From there, it was like scoring champion after scoring champion after scoring champion.
Then they got Chet. Then they got all these.
Yeah, they got Chet.
Go look at the Hardenstein trade. Go look at the Hardenstein trade. Go look at what Giddey was supposed to be, and then the allegations, and then look what they got for Giddey, which was Caruso, which we said Matt first, which we said in the middle of the season he's going to be an X factor in the playoffs. We saw that when he was with LA. This is not a surprise. It's fortune. That's all it is. If you put the players that they got at their peak on a trade, it would have never happened. They took a bunch of gambles because they had a shit ton of picks. Look, they said, Westbrook, we're not going to do you dirty. We're going to respect you. KD, you want to leave? That's fine. Carmelo Anthony, we'll give you love. Paul George, we'll give you love. Their karma, however you want to do it, gave them fortune to get all this stuff on the back end. That's just the truth. Same with Indiana with Sabonis. Tyrese Halliburton was a throwaway in the piece. He was a maybe, whatever. Same scenario. We want Sabonis to build and boom, boom. All right, we'll give you Tyrese Halliburton. He's the worst of the 3 guards. And look what happened. Obi Toppin, he was arguing with the head coach, Thibodeau with the Knicks, and got thrown to the Wolves. And look what happened.
Look at Pascal Siakam.
Exact same thing. Oh, he was good and all that, but he really wasn't the guy. Fred VanVleet had more of an impact than he did. Look, what are we talking about? The power of friendship is exactly how Miles Turner said is exactly what it is. Where compared to the Knicks, 5 first-round picks from Mikal Bridges. Ridiculous, stupid trades the Knicks did, right? For what? To win now, it didn't work. Giannis, same thing. Giannis wanted Drew Holiday gone to get Dame Lillard so he didn't have to score as much. So you give the Celtics another piece of fortune, and the Celtics use that to go win a chip. And the Bucks, nonsense.
And then look at the Wizards with Kristaps Porzingis and going at that Celtics.
Exactly. Yeah, good point. Good point. So, and the same thing goes with, guess what? The same thing goes with who? The number 1 overall pick next year. Fortune. When you do right by people, or you don't, it's going to come back around. If you believe in karma, you believe in karma. But guess what? God don't like ugly. That's what I believe. So, if you do right by people, it's going to come back around. It's just fortune.
They didn't know when Luka was going to get them another first round. It's almost like they knew it.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, no one wants to take a chance on Kyrie Irving. We'll do it. He took their ass to the finals. And now look. And he gets hurt the most awkward time. The season goes down. Anthony Davis was running point. Anthony Davis was running fucking point guard in a play-in game for the Dallas Mavericks. Do you hear what I just said? Do you know how crazy that sounds?
He won't need to worry about it when we get.
No, that actually sounds scary. Like I'm like in a good word because that's what he played in high school.
Yeah, this ain't Kentucky. This ain't Kentucky Anthony Davis or New Orleans Anthony Davis.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. This is older Anthony Davis moving a little bit slower, but like at the same time,
he won't need.
I don't know.
We'll get Chris Paul. Then Kyrie will come back. Cooper Flag will ball out. We got our 2 big men. We got PJ. No,
just a quick sidebar, Matt, because I love how you said it. I love how you said it. Do you think Cooper Flag should come off the bench, or he should be traded out for PJ Washington? And PJ Washington coming out of the bench.
No, Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag needs to come be a starter. He needs to play with the starters. PJ, he could be.
Let him hoop out until Kyrie get back. That's what I think.
Because the thing with Cooper Flag is he's probably going to be. Excuse me. He's going to probably be one of the most consistent pieces. We'll compare with Anthony Davis, Kyrie, who when it comes to staying on the court.
Okay. I was just wondering that for a quick sec. Just wondering.
Because with Cooper Flag, you can play him at the 2, you can play him at the 3, you can play him at the 4.
Go ahead, Daniel.
No, Matt is right. PJ will probably end up getting shipped out, but I like PJ just because he's just one like those guys that usually need on like a team. He's like that. He's like that. Like kind of asshole-ish kind of person.
The guardian. Like, that's what I call him.
He's an enforcer.
A what?
Enforcer. There we go.
Enforcer. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And like everybody just needs like that one person that just gonna push somebody aside for like his teammates. Kind of like a Draymond. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of just need like that asshole on like the team. And that's what PJ is for us, and I love it.
I think that
like if you
go ahead, man.
If you want to be completely honest with if you want to talk about anybody coming off the bench for the Mavs, I personally think you might have to think about Klay coming off the bench.
There you go. Look, listen. Klay Thompson can't play defense like he used to, and he can't bring the ball up.
Coming off the bench, yo.
I'm finna help you.
He's 6 man.
He's gonna have to be the 6 man. Him and Max Christie.
But imagine, bro. Like it's one thing if Klay was still on the Warriors. Think about this. We got Klay Thompson to come off the bench. He's gonna be like, bro, I'm the only one here with like a ring besides AD and basically just AD because Kyrie gone right now. He's gonna be like, why the fuck should I come up?
No. We're talking about first of all, we're talking about fully healthy. We're talking about fully healthy in order to go for a championship. Klay Thompson is gonna be a shooter's role. Come in when Cooper Flag or Kyrie Irving are on the court to be a shooter. PJ Washington is your on-ball defender. Cooper Flag is secondary ball handler behind Kyrie Irving unless AD is playing off the elbow back to the basket, and then you have a big with AD so AD can play the 4. That's a perfect lineup.
Say we're down by 5, 3 points or whatever the case is in the last 2 minutes. Put Klay in.
You ship and sub, exactly.
Yeah, you keep playing healthy more throughout the season.
You damn sure do. And he doesn't have to play in the corner. You can play him at the top of the key, play him on the wing. When Anthony Davis runs the 5, run small, you can run. They have a very interesting, unique lineup. Very, very. And that's what I'm saying. I think, honestly, healthy, they're better than the Thunder. That's just my personal opinion. But if I can ask the question, I wonder just how big of a duo Kyrie and Anthony Davis can really, really be. You know, like I don't think that Kyrie has had a better duo partner, right? And Anthony Davis has also had a couple of duo partners like DeMarcus Cousins, like LeBron James, so on and so forth. But another duo that I'm very interested to see, Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. Man, I know this might not be the best duo slash receiver that, Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams for DK, probably the best person that spun him the ball, but Russell Wilson's pretty good too. How does this duo work? Are they one of the best duos in the league? Somebody give me some perspective on that, and then we can dig more into the Aaron Rodgers situation in total.
They're not the best duo in like the league. However, Aaron Rodgers never played with somebody that can just go up and get it.
Excuse me?
He's played with people that can bail him out, but and flat out hey, I just a big target this big, this physical. He ain't never had this before, so I'm very happy for this. All y'all got face. What's up? Talk to me.
Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver.
This physical.
He played with Jimmy Graham.
That's a
Mercedes Lewis.
That's a tight end.
That's a big ass receiver. What are we talking about? That's a big physical receiver.
But Mercedes Lewis was more of a really like a blocking type of tight end that could go out and catch passes.
I'll tell you this because I'm already a Patriots fan, so that's a team I hate anyways. But if I'm saying this, I'm being real. I'm gonna keep it real. It doesn't change a single thing, and this is why I say this because you still got to think about the division. I'm not gonna lie, you still got the Bengals over there balling out. Regardless of what they got, you still have to figure out how to stop their offense. And no, they do have the best defense in that division. It's not enough, and it's shown it's not been enough. Like you still have to beat out at least one of those two teams to make it to the playoffs.
That's not true.
Like, not true. Well, you still, but the AFC is strong. Regardless, the AFC is strong.
Real quick.
Go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt too much. Just laying on the first points of the whole NBA Finals, SGA.
Okay. How it should be.
Listen, we saw in the NFC.
Just let me know.
What happened?
Updates on the game. You just let them know.
Yeah, I have the game on right here.
We saw in the NFC last year, 3 teams came from one division. Can somebody off the top of their head give me the worst record out of the 3 teams that made it in that one division?
Sorry, what was the question again?
I think I know.
Last season,
the Vikings, the Lions, and the last one was Green Bay.
Yep, it was.
And Green Bay, I think Green Bay went 10-7, 10-6, something like that.
Okay.
No, it would have been 10-7.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Go ahead, though.
So, obviously, we know the AFC for quote-unquote really, really much of talent compared to the NFC. But let's talk about one thing for fact and for certain. The Steelers, in the career of Mr. Tomlin, are a plus 500 team. So, congratulations. The Steelers are going 9-8 at least again. Great. Now, can they win one more? Can they win 2 more? If the Steelers win 1 or 2 more, guess what? They're going to the playoffs.
I think the real question to counter that question is, do they have all the pieces?
Yes.
I feel like, yes, you have the defense. But we still have to question Aaron Rodgers, I feel like. I don't feel like he showed enough.
Aaron Rodgers is a 9-win quarterback with that team.
Can I just be honest about something?
Go ahead, Matt.
Why are we so hyped about DK?
Excuse me?
I was hyped about DK and George Pickens being 1-2.
Okay.
What makes Aaron Rodgers going to just make DK just this top 5 wide receiver? Like,
wait, where is DK on the list of receivers for you?
I have the.
Am I lagging or is he lagging? Hello? Hello. Yo, yo, yo.
What I'm
I
saying.
mean,
But
he lost the
Tomlin
Hall of
can
Fame.
be
Okay,
successful
the Hall of Fame
with the Hall of
quarterback.
Fame.
The Hall of Fame quarterback you brought up. What did he did when he was past 34?
I, I can't recall.
Nothing.
Okay.
So why do we expect him to do something with a 41-year-old quarterback?
This is not a.
I love Aaron
Oh
Rodgers.
Lord.
I think just his.
This is not just a normal 41-year-old quarterback. That's all I just want to say. Yes,
No, I get it because I put him on the level with Tom Brady.
Not as good as what like he used to be, but he's still better than like a lot of quarterbacks. All right, the Jets were a disaster in general last year. All right,
I agree with that.
and that didn't fall on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders. He's just a quarterback, so you just naturally got to take the blame. But I think he's gonna have a bounce back year. He's gonna have a good solid year, is what I'm gonna say. But still, his last year he threw 28 tutties and 11 interceptions. That's considered good for a lot of QBs. And
I think he can work with a lot of receivers, but I just don't think that team is going to sit here and beat out more than half of the AFC right now just by adding Aaron Rodgers with losing. I don't think Najee Harris is the biggest loss now that I'm looking back at it, but I do think not having George Pickens right beside DK Metcalf and then just having DK by itself, I think DK needed that in the first place was because not being able to be doubled makes DK more valuable.
Exactly.
But having now, he's just going to get doubled. Now it's like Aaron Rodgers is throwing to whoever else is on the side, and I think he can make it work. It really just depends on those receivers at this point.
True. But we can't count them out because you never know. What if they have a good year and they're like, holy crap, like let's go out and go get a receiver and then trade for a Stephon Diggs or because the Patriots are not going to be anything this year.
One more thing though. Also, we forget what Aaron Rodgers has always had, what every quarterback has always had, and I just don't feel like Pittsburgh has it. It's a run game. Like you can pass all day long, but if once like a defense realizes that's what's happening, we start getting comfortable and we're ready for picks. But if you got that run game, now it's like, oh, okay, now we gotta like let me get 2 seconds, and that 2 to 3 seconds of us watching for the run game is all the pass game needs half the time.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like the Steelers have that to complement the pass game that Aaron Rodgers is going to bring. It's not me saying Aaron Rodgers isn't there. It's just saying I don't feel like they have all the pieces. And that run game is major to Aaron Rodgers because that is what is going to allow him to be able to throw those little hair passes, like trigger hairpin, whatever, those small net thread the needle passes. You know what I mean? So I just don't think they're gonna do anything more. I think they like at the most peak wise, maybe in the 2-3 years that he might be there, they go to the playoffs. I'm not giving nothing more than that. I don't give no championship to that. I don't think it's enough for them unless they just randomly out of nowhere pick up a running back, which I would say, as crazy as it sounds, yeah. But you got a learning curve. That's where I'm going with that one. A little bit of a learning curve. It's less learning curve for a running back. But that's what I was just about to say. They picked up Chubbs. That's a dude I want.
No, that'd be big though.
But if they did,
Gas, what you got to say about that? Give me something. I mean, Larson.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said that's a good one. Speak a little more on that.
Like you said about the run game, looking at the Jets, they had a decent run game, but wasn't enough. And that might have been due to the coaching over there. Now you got Mike Tomlin coaching you with a system, I guess, that what he had over at the Jets.
Yeah.
I think it was the coaching with the Jets too. That's all I think. I think that's very important in football, more important in football than it is in basketball.
Indeed. So in terms of division impact, y'all still agree that there's one at least better team. Now the Bengals play obviously. There could be a second team that's better, but they play so weird it's just hard to tell, right? Everybody agrees on that.
I don't remember the fourth team in there. I don't think the fourth team
Browns.
is anybody.
It's the Browns.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the Browns.
No.
Browns is going to be bottom of the division anyways.
So last thing I'll say about the Steelers thing. Two games. The first game is against the Jets in the opener. Ooh. And then he plays the Packers on Sunday Night Football. And that's gonna be two good ones. Definitely. I think both of those games are road games as well. So if there was a retirement tour, that would be beautiful. If this was the retirement tour, that would be poetic. Quite beautiful.
Sorry about that.
Well, it's all good, dude.
What did I miss?
You didn't miss anything. So, speaking of retirement tours, this could be the end of the road for Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Well, if you could bring somebody from a different time, it could have been yesterday, it could have been 50 years ago, the Bambino years. Give me somebody who's retired now, no longer playing the game.
I'm going to turn on my camera. Hey, pick me.
But would be really good in today's game. Bonus points if the player is not in the Hall of Fame. Seems like Daniel wants to go first.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
I can't see your camera. Can anybody else see his camera?
Yeah, can you see me?
Nobody can see you, man. It says failed to start camera. Uh-oh. It looks like you fell up. There you are.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Y'all see me?
It's on you. Go for it.
What's up? All right, y'all. If I could choose anybody that is retired, not in the Hall of Fame, I'm picking a prime Cam Newton. All right? Listen to me. He was the ultimate dual threat before dual threat became popular. All right? He could run. He could jump. He could throw. He was accurate. He's everything you want. And he also had the size. The dude was 6'5", 6'6", running over people. All right? So the thing, like, if you are a coach, the amount of things that you can do with him, with his arm power, his accuracy, his precision, also his pocket awareness too, like, come on now. So my guy's Cam Newton.
Give me a team you think he'll be good on. Like the best on.
Currently?
Yeah.
Currently? I'm gonna go with, the Eagles, because the Eagles are just, but I don't count the Eagles because they don't count. They're good from top to bottom. Outside of them, I'm gonna say the 49ers. If you give Shanahan, if you give Shanahan that guy, bro, you're feeding families. That's all I'm gonna say.
Larson, were you saying that you had to go to leave, or did you want to go next?
Got to go to leave.
All right.
Sit down and analyze this OKC game.
I got you, brother. Hey, I appreciate you for stopping by, man. Maybe next time we can get some more out of you.
Sounds good.
Just an answer real quick.
For the NFL player?
It doesn't have to be NFL.
Shit. Off topic, I'll go defense. It's really between either Luke Kuechly or Clay Matthews.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I'll take it, man.
Those are my two.
I appreciate it.
I think injuries screwed over Kuechly more than anything. I wanted to see him play more.
Definitely. Yeah, he was a thinker for sure, so he had quite a bit of stingers and stuff. But yeah, man, appreciate you stopping by, man. Hopefully see you again.
Sounds good.
Mr. Ice, what you got for me?
I personally wanted to go with someone. Do I think they'll just be the absolute best player in the NFL? No, but I think he was just in a wrong period of time, and his skill set would be much more valuable now than ever with the more spacing in the NFL. But what about Tavon Austin? Just one of the most popular positions now is a gadget guy. Instead of how when he was playing, people were more playing about you have to fit a certain position. No, now more offenses, especially with some offensive coordinators, have to fit a specific player. especially with someone with Tavon Austin's skill sets, especially with teams wanting to play two safeties and leave some of the underneath stuff open. Why not get a guy who just kills that? Or a guy who can create some openings for other players. And he's also a great returner with some of the return rules coming back. Or some of the return rule changes, I should say. So I think him on a San Francisco 49ers team or even Los Angeles Rams with Sean McVay, Mike Shanahan, they're the two ultimate when it comes to hey, what can we do? Like, how can we build a play around him? Or if you just want other generic teams, you could do this for, I think another good team that could be a great fit would be something like the New England Patriots.
Or the Lions.
That's a really good one right there, too.
Yeah, because Dan Campbell's very creative over there.
I want to take it back. Not the Lions. I'm going to go with the Bears because Ben Johnson's up with the Bears.
You can go Packers, too. Packers are...
You could go Packers, but I think they got a few people who fit his skill set, kind of. And I want him to be unique.
I just want to say, Maddie, I think, 2 out of, the 4 or 5 people that, you named are also from, that Shanahan tree. So that just, lets you know how good of a coach Shanahan is.
Oh, yeah,
which is why, I chose Cam Newton. Because if Brock Purdy is doing this with Shanahan, imagine Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm. DK?
I'm not even going to start with you off the top of my head. I had 2 names that just came straight up, and I don't know why, but for the Texans, they're not players that play for the Texans, but the Texans is the team I would put these 2 players with. But either Ty Law or Asante Samuel. I know Ty Law is before my time, but that's just a player I grew up watching clips of, going back and just studying a lot when I was playing corner. So it was to watch him now or just to see him on the other side of a Derek Singletary Jr. Or Derek Stingley Jr. My bad, I said it.
Stingley.
But Stingley Jr. Just seeing him on the other side of him, that would be different. That would be turning that defense. They already get turnovers now, but that would be turning that defense into a scoring defense. And when you got that scoring defense, it's your offense just has that much easier of a job when they only have to score 2 touchdowns a game because they know that your defense is going to score at least 1 to 2 touchdowns a game. Because then right there, what team's really beating that other than freaking Kansas at that point? But you're stopping them at least 2 of their touchdowns at that point because you're getting turnovers. That turns that team into almost a championship team, if you ask me. It sounds crazy, but
no, it doesn't. You're right.
I just feel that's strong enough to do what they need. But one player can change the game, but I just feel that's the players I would choose. Those 2, Ty Law and Asante Samuel.
Anybody have another one?
Yo, I want an honorable mention too for me. I was in between Cam Newton and Andrew Luck.
Go with Andrew Luck. Do another one with Andrew Luck.
I mean, I don't really think I gotta explain Andrew Luck, but yes, if I had to pick a team, I want to say the Vikings. I also want to say, yeah, pretty much the Vikings. I feel like that would be a perfect fit for him. Because obviously he has Justin Jefferson, he has Hawkinson, he has Aaron Jones, and then McConnell's also a good offensive mind coach. Obviously, that's where Caleb Williams wanted to get drafted at because he knows how smart of a coach Kevin O'Connell is. So him with Andrew Luck would just be crazy. Y'all see what they did with Sam Darnold. Now imagine a prime Andrew Luck. That's just
honestly,
yeah.
Just another team just throw out for you for Andrew Luck. I would love to see him on the Falcons.
Oh.
I think
Cam Newton fits that Falcons more just because I think they could run a whole lot of plays, a whole lot more plays within the Falcons system.
No, only reason I like Andrew Luck more than Cam Newton for the Falcons is for the fact that you need to give these guys the ball. And I think Andrew Luck compared to Cam Newton does that a little better.
I mean, Andrew Luck is a better thrower, but like Cam Newton opens up the pass game because he's a threat to running, and which that would actually allow Kyle Pitts to get some freaking targets for one. Because they're gonna have to worry about the run because they also got Bijan Robinson back there too.
But
So
Bijan Robinson, the thing that's so special about him is his receiving threat as well.
exactly. So then he's basically another receiver on the field. And then if you have to take the accountability, so like that's why like the Ravens were so good last year. It's because they actually could pass the ball successfully at like a high rate. And then you also got to take into account, like they got Mark Andrews, they got and then obviously like they had to like Zay Flowers, but they also had to take into accountability Lamar Jackson's running ability. Now obviously Cam Newton is not as flashy as what's his name, Lamar Jackson, but he's just big and physical. So you can't tackle him one-on-one. That's the thing about Cam Newton. That's the amazing thing about him. He can go either around you or he can go over you. Dude was 6'6", 260.
Certain players you can outrun you.
Freaking unit that runs a 4.4. So yeah.
I'll go on my second one next. Grayson, for the Cowboys, what do you think is some of our biggest needs? Would you say?
Running back.
I don't want to count. I don't want to count running back just for the fact that we got new additions, so we got to see how they work. What else?
Safety, middle linebacker,
rusher. Like they got multiple needs.
So the one. So I wanted to go middle linebacker because I think that's a big need, especially with our run game, because we've been, especially the past few years, having not as great of a run defense as I would hope, but what would love us to have. So I was thinking, like, who's a hard-nosed linebacker who just goes downhill? And I was thinking about those old San Francisco 49ers teams with Patrick Willis, and I was like, man, I would love to get Patrick Willis and everything, but I want to go without a Hall of Famer. Who was his back? Who was his guy on his side?
Oh yeah, like the other guy. Oh man,
Navarro Bowman. I think his speed and his hybrid ability would just be electric for the Cowboys, especially knowing that people want to try to avoid Micah, and he just has that closeout speed and just that run defense ability to just make a huge impact. I think he would by himself jump us up five tier or over 5 teams when it comes to a total defense.
Yeah,
be careful when you're talking about the Cowboys. I'll be trying to troll.
He's not retired. Yeah. Are we ready to debate this now on like who's better?
Derek, do you have another? I mean, yeah, DK, do you have another one, Devin?
Nah, those are the two that I was just thinking of off the top of my head. I'm always gonna love the cornerbacks.
And Matt, what was your first ones?
Tavon Austin and Navarro Bowman.
Okay. And then Daniel?
Andrew Luck and Cam Newton.
I chose Andrew Luck.
All right, so y'all all at different positions. This is nice. Okay, so everybody's gonna pick one of, you can pick, so DK, you can pick one of them twos and say why it wouldn't work. Daniel, you're gonna pick one of them two of theirs, why it wouldn't work. Matt, you're gonna pick one of theirs, why it wouldn't work. Then the next round, you can rather defend why it would work or go back at them with why theirs wouldn't work. Got it?
Oh, just quick review. Who did y'all say? It's like what team is like y'all's players on again?
Texans, Asante Samuel and Ty Law.
On
both cornerbacks. Yeah.
On the Texans. Okay.
I'll do Tavon Austin on this Rams team, and actually not the Rams. I forgot they have Devontae Adams. I'll do Tavon Austin on. I'll put him on the Bears, and then I'll do Navarro Bowman on the Cowboys.
Well, that's gonna get fried.
Okay.
I'm going Bowman on the Cowboys, boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go with Cam Newton on San Francisco, and then Andrew Luck on the Vikings.
Never mind.
Man, y'all not.
Never mind.
Y'all don't stand a chance.
And Cam Newton on the 49ers.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Don't worry about it. I'll argue each of them then. All right, let's start with Cam Newton 49ers. Who's he throwing to? Second of all, how much he gonna be able to stay healthy throughout the season because of backside
That
pressure.
part.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm
We,
doing
we
it.
going. We going healthy. We going healthy.
For how long?
Dog, y'all line is the biggest reason y'all had injuries.
You got no back.
Y'all
You
had
gonna throw the
two
Juwan Jennings the whole
quarterbacks.
game for sure, definitely. Tevon Austin with Odunze and DJ Moore. Yeah.
He took his headphones. Yeah, his headphones. That's what it is. I was like, he don't want to hear this.
It's kind of a waste of time. Backside cornerback when Stingley's the number one. I feel like both of those could have been better picked on a different team to give them some more shine. Like the Bengals, they could use a superstar cornerback. You know, there's the Chargers. There's a couple teams you could have went with, but the Texans is the safe bet to play oppo corner. But yeah.
Because the difference is because what I was thinking is, so the difference in the type of cornerbacks they are. So Asante Samuel is a one-side quarterback, while Ty Law can rotate. So what that does is, which I like it because it really depends on the defense you run. So like if he runs with Asante Samuel, that leaves Stingley to be comfortable and learn only one side, but then that handicaps him if he gets traded. But if he plays with Ty Law, it's just the level of IQ. Because Ty Law was a smart corner. He wasn't the most athletic. He was athletic, but not like the receivers of his time. Them boys was dogs. And he wasn't one of them. He was just smarter than a lot of them. So I think that would just up Derek Stingley's game because he's both. And he wants to learn.
Matt, what you got?
I mean, I have to attack Cam Newton on the 49ers for sure. Just like, is he a great player? Yes, but what was one of the things about that one Panthers team that he made that Super Bowl run on?
Fumbles.
Not just fumbles, but was Cam Newton the only reason that they went to the Super Bowl?
No.
No, they had a great defense. Yeah, and what
every team that makes it to the Super Bowl does.
What
you talking about?
The 49ers losing all these pieces and everything on their defense, is that really going to be the best fit for Cam Newton right now?
I like that.
So that's why I can't see his. Like, if they build a defense around him, maybe, but I don't think that will fit his play style. Like, he will be struggling because he's going to rely on his arm more than his legs because they're going to have to get big plays out of him.
Dude, Shanahan can get the most out of anybody. And then you actually give him somebody that's actually talented. You know, Shanahan has never had a quarterback that talented. Like, let's just name with the past few QBs.
Did Cam play with
Brock Purdy?
Did Cam play with CMC?
So, yes, he
did.
did.
Played with them for a couple seasons.
And would you rather have 2 or 3 seasons? Would you rather have Steve Smith or would you rather have Brandon Ayuk?
Steve Smith.
Okay. Would you rather have prime Greg Olsen or George Kittle?
I'll take George Kittle.
I'll take George Kittle.
Okay,
let me rephrase it.
I'll give
if
him
you're
that.
talking about his tight end overall, I'll take George Kittle. If you're talking about as a receiving threat, I'll probably take Greg Olsen.
See, I'm the opposite. I would do the opposite. If it's just a receiver threat, I'm taking Kittle, but overall, I'm taking Olsen. I like Kittle's a great blocker, but it's just something weird about how Olsen plays. He just like doesn't care if he loses his brain, you know? Like, I don't know. Kittle nice. No, Kittle nice. Kittle nice though. Kittle nice. Like Kittle can go out there and block outside linebacker a little bit, but he gonna go safety, cornerback all day. But Olsen gonna be 3-point stance getting after it, no problem.
Crash dummy, straight crash dummy.
Is,
I mean, George Kittle gets the 3-point stances too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but that's kind of what they were breeding at that time over there in Carolina, was that crash dummy football. I mean, come on, look at Luke Kuechly. He was like the leader of that. So it was like, if you weren't playing at that standard, it was like, what are you doing?
It was like, what you doing?
Yeah.
But I still think that's the closest, like, same running back, right? The Steve Smith versus Ayuk isn't even a question, you know? And
I just don't think Ayuk is as aggressive as Smith.
He's not,
especially at the number one.
Ayuk went, but like Ayuk complimented Ayuk Made it like exactly Debo because like they
System.
use Debo for playmaking and then like they'll use Ayuk for like actual routes because he's an actual route runner and Debo's not.
But let's not act like
So,
Ayuk injury didn't save his bad season. He got paid and was playing horrible at the beginning of that season, and everybody was like, "Is it the money? Is it the money?" Then he got hurt, and it was like, okay, whatever. We're just gonna stop talking about it.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's interesting to see what Ayuk is going to do now that he's the full number one. You don't really got a prominent number two over there to be like, oh yeah, we need to respect him.
It's Juwan Jennings. It's Juwan Jennings.
I mean, yeah, he's respectable, but not as much as you're going to be like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I keep a second eye on Ayuk just in case. People are going to just because of what he did.
Yeah.
And Ayuk's defense, he was always the true receiver over there. Debo was more of just a hybrid.
Yeah,
but
he's not
that's not fair.
That's not fair. Was the threat though.
Yeah, because when Debo was on the outside, he was still the number one receiver, and even when he was in the backfield, he was still the number one, like the swing for the like. So even, I know he was like a hybrid, but imagine a hybrid still being better than you at receiver.
Like if you had them run routes against each other, just full on routes, and I think Ayuk's a more true receiver. But Debo, the thing that made him so special is you can't bring him down.
He get open.
I would take Debo every single day on a drag route, give him the ball, and he'll make it 30 yards out of it.
Exactly, and that's why Shanahan struggled to like get Debo like the ball because like whenever like Ayuk went out, it's like, hey Debo, so Debo got open because he only ran short routes.
Yeah.
So a lot of 5 yards in, 5 yards out, a lot of
check down
routes
concept
to get
routes.
him. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Everybody agrees on that.
He was good. He was good when it came to zone defenses. He knew how to get open in zone.
Concept routes.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. That doesn't count.
But it's kind of easier to get open end zone because all you have to do is find a window.
On the concept.
I mean, I'm over saying that like I played football and all, but like I imagine it's a little bit easier getting open. Now I feel like it's kind of different because you got guys like Justin Jefferson that it don't matter what they throw at you. You know what I'm saying? But for a guy with Debo's skill set, I imagine it's pretty much easier to get open against zone.
It's concepts.
Yeah.
Going against zone defense is concepts. If they run cover 2, we're gonna be running flood. We're gonna be running smash.
There we go. I was just about to say that.
Those are all concepts. Now, just let's talk about Madden. That's a great example. The little red route, the one that is supposed to be the pocket of the zone. That's Debo every damn time when him and Ayuk were together. That's it. You know what I'm saying? The red route. Now, you have routes that's the concept beater, and then you have routes that in 1, 2, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop. After that, it is scramble drill. That's when you're saying find the window, right? So if you're running the slant and they're playing double high, you sit down in the middle of it, or could turn it to a drag, go away across the field, follow the quarterback. Like that is the difference there. But when man on man, you're in a timetable or quarterback's getting sacked. Can you make the go route look like the comeback route to confuse the cornerback? Can you make the slant look like a slanting up, like a slanting sit to confuse the cornerback? Can you get off the line? You're not pressing Debo Samuel. I have seen a lot of times Ayuk was getting chain snatched at the line of scrimmage. He can't get off the line. He has good routes. I'm not saying like he doesn't have good routes, but when you as a receiver, especially like if you're running a go route on the outside, you have to be strong enough and upright enough. Even somebody like Devontae Smith doesn't struggle with it, and that's crazy because he's a $125. Not really, but you have to run that go and give your
like long arms.
Yeah, you have to give your quarterback enough space on the outside to throw the ball. So if you're getting pressed all the way to the numbers, past the numbers, you're not giving your quarterback enough space to throw the ball. That's Ayuk's problem to me. He's a slot machine, but I don't think he's an outside guy. I don't think Ayuk's an outside guy. It's my personal opinion.
It's crazy because of his size too. Because he has the size of the outside receiver, but he plays better in the slot because we've seen a lot of his bigger plays come out of the slot. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I said, I think it's just interesting because going into next year, now you're that number one guy. Now, like, you really got to prove yourself. Prove that the last couple of years, it wasn't because you had Debo by your side.
Luke.
Prove that you're not Robin right now. Prove that you're not Robin and you don't need Batman right now. Prove that you're Batman 2.0 and you just had another Batman beside you. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Grayson, just making sure. Are we talking about Terry the Clone later?
What's that? What?
Are we talking about Scary Terry later?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to.
This is
I'll
last.
keep my thoughts waiting till then.
This is the last thing about the 49ers. We'll move on. Juwan Jennings, is he an inside or outside receiver?
Outside.
Okay. Demarcus Robinson, inside or outside receiver?
Inside.
He outside
He can
receiver.
play a little bit both, but
He's lengthy.
he can be a little inside.
I mean, you can play him inside, but I would only play him inside if I had another, like, in a trip set.
Yes, he an outside receiver. Go touch the back of the end zone every play. Move the safeties. You are here to move the safeties. And the guy,
he can go over the smaller safeties. That's what I want jumping.
Yeah, and the guy they got from the Florida, I forgot his name.
Ricky Purcell.
Is he an inside or outside receiver?
He's an inside. His size is nice. I know.
He runs out.
He can play either one.
But he's an inside.
I think he can
he's
truly
like
play
your jet
both.
sweep type of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like your. Oh, God, my bad.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Well, I do think he can play both, but I think the team benefits more like I think the best way for me to explain this is if I had to say it like this. Okay, you know how if we had to rate Travis Hunter offense, he's 99, but if on defense we're gonna be like he's an 88. Like, cool. If I had to put him as an outside receiver, I'm putting him as like an 85, but an inside receiver, I'm putting him as a 90 because this dude is he's smoother with his routes and he actually can get off the press very well to me. Like, but that's just my opinion. That's why I was like, I would love to see him inside. But, the team might be like, your size. Let's put you on the outside. Who knows? Or the play, or the formation.
Daniel?
Are we talking about Ricky Purcell or what exactly? Oh,
Ricky.
I think he can play both. It's just the 49ers are just in like a unique position because you could coming back from injury. Purcell can play both, and then Juwan Jennings would go crazy for like every other game. So they just gotta find that guy to be consistent and then roll with him. But it's just kind of hard to say.
So, speaking of roles, it's interesting to see how everything has unfolded so far. This is the last day, from what I understand, of OTAs. Now, all of you are going to be coverage analysts, and good luck on who gets who first. But we've seen some interesting things from some teams in the NFC East. We've seen some interesting things from the AFC South. From the NFC, AFC, we've seen a lot. You're going to dig in on a team or a player, and you're going to give a short analysis on what you've seen so far or what you heard is in the coming.
Can I go first with my team?
Remember, no repeats. Do y'all want to pull hats? Pull numbers for who goes first?
Pull hat, because I feel like y'all gonna choose the same team.
Okay. So pick a number.
Hey, this is my team though. This is my team.
Pick a number between 1 through 20.
I know I'm not the same team as y'all. 17.
What the hell? Really?
That's the number you gonna choose?
What number did you say?
For me?
Yeah, you gotta pick a number.
Me? I said 16, and then you said 17.
He say 16. You cut out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why I was wondering what you were talking about. I thought you were just like, was that just random ass number?
Matt, what did you say?
Yeah, no. I said 16. Then you immediately said 17. I was like, what the hell?
12.
You for real?
Oh yeah, the number was 14. So Matt and Daniel picking up between 1 and 10.
7.
The number was 7. So the order will go Daniel, Matt, and then DK, Mr. Devin.
Damn it.
Go for it.
Hey, first things first, guys. I told y'all ball don't lie. All right, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no. Obviously I'm gonna go with my Commanders. Listen to me. If your cornerstone franchise player, the guy that's I'm so sorry it's loud. I'm biking right now. Listen to me. If the most loyal guy on the team wants his money, give me my money. Like, come on, bro. Like, are we being serious right now? Like, that guy has been there through the ups and downs, like the good, bad, like the ugly. All right. So is Jonathan Allen, but we released him. I don't want to see Scary Terry walking or traded. So just give him his money. He deserves it. That's all I got.
Matt?
It's frustrating being a Washington fan, y'all.
So my team, I'm actually going to use the Minnesota Vikings. So I did not realize they kept these as stats, but they track QB throws and everything in OTAs. JJ McCarthy broke the all-time passing
OTA
touchdown
record.
It's the all-time record for any OTA team, for any teams in all their OTAs, with 37 touchdowns and 1 interception. This is back-to-back OTAs where JJ McCarthy has been pressing everybody. And last year, he was supposed to be the starter until he got injured, in which Sam Darnold took over, had a great season, which got him that Seattle contract. But I actually think with JJ McCarthy, this Vikings team will be very scary. I think he will make a name for himself.
DK?
Well, Patriots fans, I'm here. Right now, we're looking at Drake May doing great at quarterback this season with OTAs. What we're seeing is he's learning very quickly. Biggest things that we're worried about is fumbles, actually. As crazy as it sounds. We're worried about Rodmore Stevenson fumbling, wondering if it's going to be time to either release him or not, but he's going to be paired up with Trayvon Henderson, which is going to be amazing to see. Then Stephon Diggs coming off of injuries. It's going to be beautiful. Not only that, I think the biggest thing we're going to love seeing with the Patriots is just seeing that offense back. We got our O-line depth back, so now we're going to actually be able to have some good pass blocking, run blocking going on. So let's see if that offense actually comes alive this season with the Patriots, man.
Does anybody have another
I'm
one?
not worried about Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs look like he's gonna be all right.
I think he's gonna go off this season just because he's happy, bro. He's happy living life, playing football.
Happy.
Like when you happy, you just ball out, bro.
That
Like, come
boy
on.
got himself a Dominican and some drugs. He got D&D. Listen to me. That boy is any on a yacht. Come on now. We being serious right now. Come on.
And I think he's doing it the right way. And I think that's the difference between, like, no offense, I love Cam, but like I think that's the difference between like his situation and Cam's situation. Cam was having a lot of the drama go on during the season and during a lot of this stuff that's happening. But this stuff that's happening with him and Cardi is all off-season stuff. And not in the way, like some of it's still coming up because it's like that's just how social media is. They'll recycle that stuff, but all of this stuff is from like June. I said June, but from like all the months that he's not having to actually do any type of work. So I'm fine as long as you're keeping the two separate. Hey, you're going to putting work on the field. We're good, but just know if you don't put the work in, the ammunition is coming because you're loading them up bad right now. You are loading them up hard because they will come with it hard. First game, you don't score. Oh, yeah. Cardi gives Cardi that.
Hey, man, you should have been on the yacht and stuff.
Yeah, over there on the yacht, not working on your routes. See, now you can't get open. It's going to come.
Yeah. So
not me. I don't care. I want you to play. Like, it happens.
I want him to live his best life. That boy got, once again, that boy got Cardi B. Sheesh. Yeah, that defense is gonna be nice over there too. I want to see what's his name, the rookie number 0. I can't even remember his name right now. Like I just saw it too, but Gonzalez, he's gonna be nice. Rookie?
No, I said he was a rookie when I saw him. Was a rookie when I saw him, but
No,
he,
Christian
Christian
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, he's really nice to me.
Bro,
He
he's really
did.
nice. He's really nice, and like I also like him a lot because he's from DFW. So that's
Yeah, that too.
that's really why like I mess with him. No, he's a dog. Like he's easily like a top 5 corner, and he doesn't have that much experience. So
I actually jumped up when we got the pick. I was so happy because I was like, dude, to get like that's one thing that the Patriots normally have is like a corner with star abilities. That's something we keep. Like you got Champ Bailey, Ty Law, like it goes down the line. We've had all of those like star players at a point in time. So that's something we keep is at least some good corners because we know for a fact that the pass game is important to everybody. So I like just putting him in there, knowing also that he's locked up some of the best receivers in the league. But that's like
receivers. And
oh man,
he's big for like a corner too, because he's like 6'1". I think like 6'1", like 190, 195 or something like that. Like, bro, like he's lengthy, like bro, like whew,
he
sheesh,
can move
man.
with him. When I saw him actually get in there and was moving with Tyreek, I was like, wait a minute now. Because I was waiting for it because Miami's our rivals.
Exactly.
Time
Miami's
it comes.
in y'all's division and stuff.
Oh yeah, but to see him lined up with him and then Tyreek barely get like only one catch off, and just because it was a
One
stop
catch,
route.
he's getting frustrated and stuff. He's cussing out sideline. Yeah.
Somebody give me another player.
You should give you another
Or
player.
it could be another team, another player.
I mean, one I'll talk about is I'll go ahead and talk about the Raiders. So I saw a video actually today, and
I like that.
with Pete Carroll going in and being like I think he's 73 years old or something like that, had his receiving gloves on, and while the players were doing stretches, he went down and jumped on one of the offensive and defensive linemen, and just having that fun. You can tell the culture is changing over there. I think they're starting to like understand, like, hey, we have something we could kind of build. Now, am I saying this year there's going to be this great team? No, but they're starting to build that culture. Like, hey, we're not going to be
The
this
Raiders
team
of past years.
Yeah, we're not going to be the laughing stock. We're going to actually try to build something from the ground up. Geno Smith looks like he's having a pretty good camp.
Yes.
Some of the players that they've had throughout the past couple of years look like they're enjoying themselves compared to the struggles they've been dealing with all the head coaching changes. So I think there's just one of those teams like they're just getting back to being who they are and actually going to have a little bit of a culture now, which is very important.
Yeah, but I just think everybody likes Pete Carroll. I mean, even whenever he was at USC, he had a lot of notable guys that ended up being like the Hall of Fame and like the NFL. So he just been at like all levels, and obviously everybody that's ever played under him like loves him. So I think Pete Carroll just knows how to bring a team together. Obviously, whenever they're not on like the 1 yard line, but yes, outside of that, he knows how to bring teams together.
Plus, from what I've been hearing, they've been loving Aston Genty. So he's going to be very exciting player this coming year.
You know who I'm actually really like? I know he didn't do great over there when he was with the Steelers, but I'm ready to see Najee Harris with the Chargers. I think that's the offense that's actually built for him. I think with the Steelers, it was just they were trying to be like, we need to start a running back, but we don't have a run offense, a running line for him. And the Chargers historically have always had a running line. Something that they love is having a running game. So to put him now, it actually you get the chance to prove that you're the running back that we know you are, or we're going to see that what we saw on the Steelers was true. You're really a bust. So we get to see that. If not, then we got Omarion Hampton, which he's a dog. That's a dog. That's somebody that's going to do his work.
Somebody give me another player on a new team. New face, new place. Give me another one.
I mean, can I just throw out who I think is gonna have like the biggest impact on like a team for like a rookie?
Yeah, rookie counts. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Abdul Carter, bro, he is paired up with Myles Garrett. You bring in that guy with that kind of talent, and you pair him up with Myles Garrett, who's going to be lined up on the opposite side, and he's learning from. Ooh, yeah, you know what? Listen to me. I don't have high hopes for Cleveland because
Wait,
it's still a
what?
mess over
Time
there.
out.
But
Whoa. What?
I'm like Carter.
Abdul Carter went to the
Abdul
Giants.
Carter.
Mason Graham's on the.
I'm tripping. I'm off my rocker right now. Disregard what I said. I'm muting myself.
I'm about to say NFL draft predictions. Go ahead.
Clip that. That's a clip right there. That's a clip.
Don't
I'm gonna
clip that.
go with.
That's a clip.
I'm gonna go with Devontae Adams.
Okay.
I think he's been having a really good camp, getting very comfortable. Him and Stafford have been building a really good connection. The most important thing I think that's going to be the biggest difference is he's helping Puka Nacua become like just with his level of football knowledge and everything. Because Puka Nacua is a natural athlete. Yes, he had Cooper Kupp last year, who kind of mentored him a little, but Devontae Adams, I feel like he's getting back to his self instead of with the struggle with the Raiders, then the Jets. I think being in a system where he actually knows the system is going, like the offense is a stable offense, and then he has a quarterback to actually do the job. Yeah, he had Aaron Rodgers, but he did not have that stable offense. So I think Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are going to make him. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. Is it going to be prime Devontae Adams? No, but he's going to be someone who we're going to talk about and being like he's potentially one of the best wide receiver twos, or we might have a conversation who's the wide receiver one between him or Puka Nacua.
Okay. Corey, you got somebody? Oh, you got a mouthful of food. Daniel, you want a redemption tour or?
Look, man, I just got done biking. All right. Obviously, I need some water and some oxygen. So I apologize.
That's a clip, bro.
I can go now.
Go ahead,
That's
Corey.
a clip.
My bad. I had a whole mouthful of food. I'm eating period bowls. I gotta say, we're talking about NFL. Oh yeah, definitely. Shador Sanders, man. I want to see what he's gonna be doing. I want to see.
You gotta be named like a starter first.
Dude, he's gonna start.
Oh no, he's making like a lot of noise in camp, and like he's doing real good, but he's still gotta be named as
on that dude. We don't know. It could still be Dylan.
We can't even talk about him having been a starter. We haven't talked about him being the second string. Because right now, Kenny Pickett's the one getting the first team reps. Dylan Gabriel was drafted before him.
What the fuck? No. Where did you see Kenny Pickett getting first team reps?
I saw that today or yesterday.
Hell no.
Talking about OTAs.
Hell no.
I believe it. I mean, we know Shador's not getting first team reps.
They said that Joe Flacco and Shador have been in the bulk of the loads, but it's been a tie between them. Y'all cook up. I'll be back.
Well, who's your player again, Corey?
Russell Shador.
You said Russell?
And Shador.
Do you think Russell's gonna start in with the Giants?
Oh hell yeah!
I think so too. But Jackson Dart's actually doing pretty good at camp right now. But I mean, I think Russell Wilson should be the starter because you don't pay a QB $10 million, even though that's really not a lot of money. But you don't just give somebody $10 million if you don't plan on them starting. So
that is true, but I mean, I think the thing that they're trying to do with it is, which I wouldn't do it with Russell, is kind of like how just like how NBA does. Like they're trying to have that vet right there by him for that first year. So
it should be like that. Because
I don't think it should be Russell Wilson.
No, it should be Russell. You want to know why? Well, I mean, there's other vets that are better, but I think Russell Wilson is good because I think he's going to end up being like the starter. Because let's be real, you think about their division. All right, you got the Commanders, you got the Cowboys, you got the Eagles, and then you got the Giants. The Giants are not even the second or third best in like their own division, so it's not like they're playing for anything. So why not just use this as like another throwaway year? Let Jackson Dart pretty much just understand like the game and just learn for somebody that's a potential Hall of Famer, you know what I'm saying? And then come out next year, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to make any noise anytime soon. So why rush the process?
And that's exactly what I feel about it. Like, go ahead and like just tank the season. Like, let's go get another draft pick for like some linemen. Set that offense up really well, and
And
then
that's what
come
I'm
back
saying.
in with Jackson Dart and just be strong as shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that he's gonna be like, oh, the Giants are about to take it all the way. Like, nah, like I want to see him like teach a new quarterback the game,
Yeah,
or show him what to do, show him what he needs to do, and see what New York can do with all this. You know,
yeah,
not
just
just
give him his
playing rough.
chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In New York with a different face. See what that refreshing feel looks like for him. No, I like that too. I like that too. I think the biggest thing though is like, does he retire after this year?
Russell Wilson. I mean, yeah, but
if not this year,
I
next
think
year,
he's
no.
fine
I
with.
think
I
so.
think he's. I mean, he got another like 2-3 years of him either playing or being like a backup. Okay, I ain't gonna say playing. Well, he's actually not a
It's
bad
gonna be
QB
his.
right
Yeah.
now. He's not a bad QB, but like if he's open to like being like a backup, then yeah, he could definitely ride out another 2 or 3, possibly 4 more years.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. If he kind of is that person that goes in there and is like fighting to be the starter, if I'm the starter, I'm not going to play. Then like
Yeah,
he'll retire. But if he go, which I don't think he will, just because of like the person he is. So I think he'll be okay with being the backup, and then like probably pay like even more than 2 to 3 years actually, because you're not putting your body on the line until it's
exactly,
actually time. So I think he'll go like another
exactly.
4 to 5 at backup.
And
Here's
then,
what I
and
think.
then, and then, and then he could also just pull like that card where it's like, hey, I'm gonna stay a free agent and wait till like an actual QB needy team, like their QB1 goes down. Then like I'm like the guy like they call because he could really just
Yeah.
he could really just sit out. Just be, hey, I'm chilling until like somebody needs me, and then because somebody gonna come calling for him.
It just dawned on me, like now that I think about it, he really is actually a good person to mentor him because if we think about
He
who
actually
Russ is,
cares.
yeah, he cares.
He cares.
He's not
Mr.
only
Limited.
that, but I think he's just going to be the most genuine of him the game and also be like, hey, bro, don't do this. It's not worth doing that. Like keep him
Yeah,
away from all the highlights of being a star quarterback because your name is already out. It's already easy. It's easy. Now people got access. Then you either are the person that allows them that access or doesn't. So I
yeah.
think he'd be great to mentor him in that way on a lot of like life decisions and yeah, a lot in quarterback, a lot of getting playing
I don't
quarterback
think anybody's
too.
listening to him about life decisions.
Who Russ? Why wouldn't
Bro,
we?
bro, hey, no,
Why
no, no, no,
wouldn't
no,
we?
no.
Life decisions.
Damn it,
The
let's rip off the band-aid. Let's rip off the band-aid. If Russ is like, hey, I'm gonna take you under like my wing, I'm gonna show you at the game, I'm gonna show you how to come on. This man is a family man. Like you ain't trying to bro, think about it. If you drafted at like 22 and you a QB, that means you the face of like the franchise, all this stuff. You not gonna be one to listen to him. Football wise, you will, but everything else, you're not gonna want to listen to him.
And you know what will be the problem? Not listening. What how many times I'm gonna make a quick point and this will be easy. This will end it real fast. How many times when you were little did you get in trouble and it was because you listened?
Because I listened.
Yeah, it was because you listened.
Bro, that's very different. I'm
No,
talking
no,
okay,
no,
on the field.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Zero,
I just want you to
zero.
answer that. Zero, right? All right. Most of the time when you get in trouble because you didn't listen or you did your own thing, right? So it would more benefit him to follow someone who's already in a life. I'm not even with all of that
You're not
extra.
listening. You're not listening to me though.
No, you're saying that he just won't listen because he's young.
No, mixed in
That's
with
what
like the
I'm
type of person
hearing.
like he is. Listen to me. Listen to me. Okay,
I can
if you
see that. I can see that.
okay.
Yeah.
If you a QB and you get drafted to Dallas
hmm
and Russell Wilson is your vet, are you gonna listen to him? Boy, you gonna be outside.
I'm gonna be real
You
with
gonna
you. I'm a different breed. I really don't like. I'm not the person. I'm not trying to destroy your question, bro. I promise. I'm not.
okay.
I'm just
So
telling
you're a
you
different breed. Okay, I
personally.
got
I do
I got
not
a
like the
question for you.
clubs, all that type of stuff. I don't even drink no more.
Not necessarily outside, but I mean you're gonna be enjoying your life. Okay, so how were you in high
I
school
give
then?
you that. How
were you in high school? Were you?
I'd enjoy certain things, but not like everybody else. Like, bro, I didn't go into a party until senior year because I just didn't care for all that type of stuff.
I feel you, but think about everything that you like to do is gonna be times a trillion. Women
I get to go fishing. Fishing. I'll say, well,
I'm done. I can't.
That's what I told you. I'm not the person you want to ask that, bro. And I was trying to warn you, bro. I was trying to warn you. I don't care. Like the women on it, bro. I try to keep one woman on me, and if I can't keep her on me, bro, I'm by the lake fishing. I'm by the pond fishing. God damn, or I'm on my PlayStation, streaming.
I like fishing too. I was on my PlayStation earlier whenever we first started the podcast.
I don't even like hanging with these women no more like that, bro. I like being straight at home.
Whenever you right now, but we talking about whenever you him. You know,
I'm telling you, when I was him, like when I had sauce like that, I was still this way.
Okay.
I was still like, bro, do you? And I don't like to name drop, but you know my best friend in high school was. He was always wanting to be out. Do you know how hard it was to?
Yeah,
you was not to act like you like an old head, but you was a little bit before like my time, so like I didn't know.
I keep forgetting. I'm acting like I'm talking to fill up your brother.
I know he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna go. So I'll tell you after, okay? But
we got talked off camera.
But he wanted to always be out, and that was just what he would always try to do.
Was he a corner too? Was he a corner?
He was a corner, but he didn't play senior year. He didn't get that opportunity. And I hate that for him because it's crazy how life works. Because I have what he dealt with, but I deal with it for life now. It's crazy. But I'll tell you, I'm at the crib, bro. I'm at the crib. I'm at the crib on the leg. Like my life, I'm telling you, bro. Like once I get done with this next like 5-year project that I'm working on for my life, and I get things settled, I promise you, I'm buying land, and the first thing I'm putting on it, I'm not even putting a house on it. I'm building a lake on it first, bro. Why? Because it's gonna take me time to build the house, so I just want my own private place to fish.
Hey, I want an invite, no cap, man.
Hey, bro, you can get the invite. I'm not tripping, bro. As long as you bring a couple, not beer. I'm not a beer person, so please bring like some tequila or we take a couple shots.
I'm not a beer person.
No. You gonna say you're not a wild man and all this stuff?
What?
You gonna say you're not a wild man and all this stuff, and then gonna drop a T-word? You gonna drop a T-word tequila? Boy, get your mans.
Nah. I'm with him. I like it.
Is not what you. It's only what you do with it, like that makes you wild. And a lot of people have gotten wild on tequila, so that's why y'all see it that way.
You gotta mix it. I like mixed drinks, bro. I'm a little girl.
Whiskey drink if you drink where it's at.
No. Want to know why?
No.
Want to know why? And I'll tell you, this is the one reason. If you have real natural tequila, you will never have a hangover.
That's true.
I don't have hangovers anyway.
Oh, cat.
You getting drunk then.
He not getting.
No. I just know how to mix it like a water and stuff like that. I hydrate really well. I drink alkaline water. So hold on. So guess what? I drink alkaline water, y'all. I'm like every single day, like throughout like the day, I'm drinking lime water with Celtic salt, mixing it up. That gets you more hydrated than anything. So I don't have to worry about that stuff.
Never one time had a hangover.
No,
Do
I
you tell
have,
me?
but like I know how to drink now, where like I can be
Okay,
very drunk.
that's different
My
than
bad.
what you
My
just
bad. My
said.
bad.
Because I ain't
Oh
never.
yeah,
I was like,
I'm like,
okay,
yeah,
Oh, bro, I was built different, huh? You thought I was built different.
Rapidly, not me.
drinking the whole bottle. We went to the hospital into the bottle. Jeez.
Bro, boy,
Damn,
no,
he
bro. My
tripping,
brother
bro.
was Philip.
Nah,
I got into all the 2016 parties. I cut the line. It was nice.
Yeah, no. See, me, I
I
didn't.
never paid for one. I never paid for one. Everybody knew who I was. I was like, I ain't paying for this.
Well, you asked to buy this. When I hang out, I'm
I
like,
ain't worried about nothing.
let's go walking. Let's go walking in the woods or something, bro. I'm a nature boy at heart because I was
Yeah,
born in
no, I feel
Louisiana
you.
in the country. So it's like I always had that part at heart, no matter what. That's where I want
No,
to
But
I
be.
got
now,
you.
but now, Devin,
So,
but real talk, I am like that now. Like I hunt. Like I'm trying to build a gun
I
to
need to
go
get
hog
into it.
hunting. The
I need
hog,
to get
I love
into
it,
it.
bro. Let's do
You
it,
love
bro.
it?
I'm
I'm gonna be
down.
real
I'm
with
with it.
you know what I'm scared of, bro, and this is just because of the military. I just don't want to kill a freaking like animal like that. That is like I have to get over that fear.
wait.
I
Hogs.
did it.
Could you kill a hog?
No, not yet.
Deer, I
I,
understand. Hogs,
de-
kill those because those are invasive.
No,
oh
I
yeah.
can kill something that's attacking me. If it's coming for me, I don't have no problem. But
But
like a
we
deer
have to.
that'll attack you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
ease into it though. You can't just go like, all right, we're gonna go deer hunting. Like, no, start with like duck and pheasant. Like that's how I started. I read up about it. Like when I start doing stuff, like I read, watch videos and stuff. Like I went hunting with like my baby mama's best friend's husband. I went hunting with him. He was like, just get a shotgun. I'll take you hunting. Bro, I bought a $300 shotgun. I'm like, I never shot a gun before. I'm like, good out there, had a blast. I'm talking about, bro. I was like, it was so relaxing and just, and
You're muddying the two things I'm about to get into.
bro,
So, real
and
quick, gentlemen,
I'm gonna send pictures. I can show you guys. I really like hunting. Like it's like one of my favorite things to do now.
I'm about to get
hey,
with
can y'all
you.
see me?
That's a sport. Huh? What'd you say,
Can
Matt?
y'all still see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, so just to kind of get back on the sports topic of things, to give our fans an update, whoever's listening, give y'all an update. It's currently halftime of the NBA Finals, Game One. Oklahoma City is currently up 57-45 against the Pacers. Some key stats just to throw out is currently the Pacers. I think it's more. I don't know if this is exactly correct, but it shows that they have 18 turnovers. I thought they hit 20, unless they count them as blocks or something. But the Pacers currently have 18 turnovers to the Oklahoma City Thunder's 4. But the reason why the Pacers are even this close is because Oklahoma City is currently shooting 37% from the field.
That means that it was 18 turnovers and then 2 shot clock violations.
I mean, that's Dorden, Jalen Williams, and Chet.
And then just to throw out, the Oklahoma City Thunder have 11 steals, and the Pacers have no steals currently for any of those turnovers. So the big thing about the game so far, from what I've been seeing, is Oklahoma City's defense has been all over the Pacers. The Pacers are kind of scrambling to figure out a shot, shooting a lot of last second shots, including Obi Toppin throwing a couple passes, trying to get back to half court, but throwing it over and getting backcourt violations. And it's just Oklahoma City. Their issue right now is they're not taking advantage of the opportunities, getting all these turnovers and everything, missing some easy layups or just some shots going in and out. So just missing opportunities. Right now, this game could have been Oklahoma City up by 30. And for it only be a 12-point game makes it very interesting for the rest of the series, because I might change my prediction if Oklahoma City's going to play like this. Potentially Oklahoma City in 5, potentially even maybe a sweep.
Obviously, I'm not watching, but I just look, bro. I see Shay's over there shooting 8 for 18. Is he foul baiting and not getting? Is that what's going on?
Like,
It's really gonna be a sweep.
Right before halftime, Shea hit a nice pass to Chet, and Chet went up for a layup, got contested a little bit, but missed the rim.
Yeah, I'm seeing he's shooting 1 for 6.
Yeah, Alex Caruso right at the buzzer went for a layup. The ball went in and out. Like, they're just missing opportunities. Some shots going in and out, and some easy, what should be easy buckets for a championship team. So you can tell the nerves are there for everybody because even the Pacers are making all these mistakes, but it is just becoming really big that right now the Thunder, with their talent, because Alex Caruso on defense has been outstanding this game defensively. Even Shea's got some big steals. So I feel like if the second half, Oklahoma City might go up by 25.
Yeah, 3 steals, 2 blocks for Caruso right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
One of those steals, he was on the backside, pass came into the paint. He jumped midair, kind of like someone taking a bullet for somebody, and then tipped the ball. And just those little plays, he's just making a huge difference on. Tyrese is having a solid game. Miles Turner is doing okay, but again, it's just so inefficient.
He got 3 times.
There's a lot of turnovers. Oh yeah, a lot. They're having okay. They're doing okay. Doing enough to at least make it a little competitive.
This is where it comes to that part where I was talking about that adjustment, where I feel like, I was really feeling like if OKC takes the lead from the jump, they're going to win every single time. Versus if like the Pacers take the lead, then it's like OKC's just going to adjust and get back with them every time. Pacers have a comeback in them, but it's like it's still structured. So it's like, okay, cool. Now you're starting to hit the shots in the system.
Well, so Daniel, what you're saying, here's my biggest takeaway so far. A lot of shots the Pacers are taking are either catch it and just screw it, I'm just going to shoot right here, or they're shooting last second shots because whatever play they're trying to do is not working.
Yeah, so, exactly.
The shots I've been seeing Oklahoma City take is shots that they want. They're just not hitting them. That's the biggest difference that I see.
And that's something that I noticed while they were going through the playoffs, because no one in the East actually ever contested them on this. But like, just study, like go to the film room, study their plays. They're running the same things like literally 4 or 5 times down the court that just have 2 options. You just got to make sure the 2 players that have the 2 options are ready for those options to come their way. That's all it was. And not only that, those plays that they're running are not built for a zone defense, which most of the East does not run. So that's another thing too. So they have the plays they're doing, they're going to have to be able to either want to dealing with the zone defense or the because they run zone a little different than a lot. They run a rotating zone that can be broken down easily, but it reforms in so many different, as long as it keeps the center the same. So it's like, okay, cool. If they load up on one side and Caruso's in the other corner, he's going to run to everybody just shift back over. And that's how they keep running it. How normal to beat is, that's not happening. The center has to run out and help at that point. So that's not normal what you would see, but that's how they're running it. A lot of people are normally used to that in the East right now because that's just not happening there.
I saw Miles trying to take a couple top the key threes, especially early in the game, trying to expose the centers wanting to sag off, and he just hasn't been hitting him right now. So that's just hurting the Pacers a little bit more.
Do we have any players that are surprising us right now?
I mean, Shea's having a good game. Yeah, he's shooting 8 for 18, but some of the shots he's hitting is just some big shots.
I can see that.
And he's been to the free throw line a couple times, I believe. So I've been looking back and forth occasionally. Again, Alex Caruso, I think right now he's just been a stud. He's been missing some shots offensively, which is hurting him. But defensively, like almost every single defensive play is like he's making some type of impact. If it's making a key switch, making a big turnover, or tipping up a rebound to one of his teammates to get, whatever the case is, it's just...
Yeah, doing the little things that make it count. I like that. That's why I like him. He's just a play hard dude. He's not worried about the glam of the game. He's basics of it. And that's different in today's game because most people watch the shot go up. Alex Caruso's running. It's a big difference from people.
I'll put it like this. I'll take him over somebody who averages 16 points a game just for the fact that he plays winning basketball.
Yeah, he's gonna make up for that 16 points in the way he plays by turnovers, making some players miss because of the defense he has. Because putting him on a Julius Randle, like if anybody looked at that and didn't know basketball, just looked at that from the outside, they'd be like, "That is like, excuse my language, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy." Because why would you put somebody that small to guard somebody that big and that has strength? But then it's like he proves you wrong every time, and I'm tough.
I don't know if you remember, but when they played against the Nuggets, there was stretches that they would have him on Jokic.
Yes. I'm like, dude, how are you doing this? And it's because it's not because he's the smallest player. He's doing this. He works hard. It's really, he's smart. A lot of these players. He studies the game. And that's what a lot of these cats don't do. That's what you see is like out of the game football today. Like people aren't in the film room as much, and it shows so much. I ain't even in the lab as much. It shows. Because then, like, for example, I hate to throw him under the bus because I love the type of player he is, but it's like Jalen Green. I'm not going to lie, my boy. We know you. If you really wanted to be the star you wanted of that team, you would have been in the lab all summer. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. You gotta, baddie on the side, gotta treat her right, take her to combo, do whatnot. But like after that, bro, straight back to the work. Get straight to the work.
The thing that the Thunder is doing the most this game specifically is every time Tyrese Halliburton, like even when Tyrese Halliburton doesn't have the ball when he's off ball, they're pressing him, trying to avoid the ball in his hands. And then when he does have the ball in his hands, they're forcing him to kick it out to a three-point shooter, but playing a very hard contest, making them have to do something with the ball besides just shoot.
We talked about this.
Yeah, and then all the backdoor cuts and everything. Like I mentioned, there was a backdoor cut they tried doing where Alex Caruso came on the other side of the court, jumped it, getting the steal, and hitting it to SGA, which I think he made a three off it. I don't remember if he made it or missed it, but they're trying to shut off any way where Tyrese Halliburton is being a true playmaker like he typically is.
Yeah. And it looks like they're shutting down a little bit more of Pascal's game than what he's been doing this playoffs too.
Oh no, he's struggling right now.
Mm-hmm. And that's not normal this playoffs.
He's missing shots. I think it's Jalen Green who's been guarding him a decent amount, and he's been getting good test on him.
Jalen Williams?
Yeah, Jalen Williams.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about Jalen Green, so it was easy to do that.
But talking about Alex Caruso, there was a couple of possessions I saw where Alex Caruso was guarding. So, like, they're trying to put someone on him who has to make him work and kind of drain him.
Like that. Because they do have 3 lockdowns. 3 people that could play those people both on lockdown end. I would say Jalen Williams is the number 3 at that because he can play some lockdown defense. That's what made us start knowing him in the first place. And then the handles are then starting to be able to play make. And then it's like now the scoring starting to come together. It's like, okay, cool. Now you're starting to be a player, the player we need you to be.
Mm-hmm. And one person who's kind of standing out as well is Lou Dort. He's been making some pretty big plays. Like he hit a couple big threes and everything, especially out the corner. So
a lot because he's been ghost this playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got about 5 minutes left to the end of our episode. I want to give everybody a minute to speak their mind and have their say on what they want to talk about, no matter what it is. Daniel, let's start with you.
First things first. 10-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, 4-time MVP, 1-time Super Bowl champ, and future Hall of Famer. Aaron Rodgers is going to lead the Steelers to 11-7 record. I'm calling it right now. Speak to existence. And I see them getting out of like the wild card, but I see them losing like that second round. You heard it first. Huh?
No, I think it meant 11-6.
Sorry, 11-6. Yeah. But yes, I see him going out with like a bang and then probably retiring after that. So that's all I got. Go Pacers.
Corey?
Well, I'm just excited for this football season coming up. Kind of like really surprised how bad this first game is going, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen.
DK?
Man, it's sad to see what's happening with the Suns, man. But it's also like you just kind of knew it was going to happen because it's like all the reports and everything. But the real question I would just be wondering all the time is like, okay, where's Bradley Beal going to go and where's KD going? Because it's not actually the teams that are saying they're going to pick him up aren't pick him up. But that, guys, no matter what happens, guys, I love KD. He's my favorite player. He's not going to get another ring. Doesn't matter where he goes. If he gets it, it's because he's on the bench. Sad to say. That's all I got to say.
Matt?
We were talking earlier, and I made a comment that Thunder have a potential chance to be the next dynasty. The one team I would say that has the best chance to stop them, and they have to be very smart this offseason, is the San Antonio Spurs, depending on what they do with that number 2 overall pick. I personally think the best thing they could do is get a Jaylen Brown, just someone that be a good wing player, a little bigger, not a Giannis, not someone as old as KD, or either get Jaylen Brown or trust that Giannis will, not Giannis, excuse me, Victor Wembanyama will be your number 1. He will be healthy. And then, because that's the whole thing, you have to have Victor be the number 1 because he is going to be a generational athlete if he stays healthy. I was just watching highlights earlier today and I'm just shaking my head just what he's done in not even full 2 seasons because he's been hurt most of this year. And the Spurs just got to be very, very smart because they have a chance to change the whole NBA atmosphere in one offseason.
Corey, did you go?
That on point.
No, Corey didn't go yet.
Yeah, I went.
Oh, you did?
He went first.
Did Daniel go?
Yeah, Daniel went right after him, and then it was me.
Who did Corey say?
I went.
No, Corey didn't go. Daniel went first.
Wait,
Who did you say?
Corey went.
He said he just can't wait for the football season.
Oh, yeah. Wait, can't wait. Yeah.
He kept it short and simple.
Hey man, don't sleep on baseball season now.
Nah, we're gonna get to more of that. Not at
I like
Luka's back.
going to a baseball season, not watching it. Not like
Luka's back and Solomon should be coming back soon, so we're gonna definitely, and Matt's back, so we're definitely gonna dig a lot more into baseball throughout this summer. It's gonna hold us down for the next 2 months, baseball and WNBA.
Y'all got it. I'll study up.
But yeah,
Brother. Oh, brother.
Until next time, we'll shoot for Saturday. Maybe we'll sneak an episode tomorrow. We got enough individuals, but
we need to. So we get some game show stuff going.
Yes, sir. Hey, y'all know it. Y'all got anybody?
Bro, I miss whooping y'all's ass in trivia.
Hey,
so.
if we can get enough people, invite your homies, invite who you know to get on here. They'll be on your
Make
team
that
because
big
you
Devin.
invited them. And you know,
I got
winning
you.
team gets paid.
I got you.
But yeah, until next time,
I
boys.
got
Thank you all for joining. DK, DC, K-Mac, Iceman. I'll holler at y'all boys, man. It's all love. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Have a good
All right,
one,
man.
y'all.
Take care, all right?